Hyper Tough tools worth the money for what they are from Walmart, for example? So like this little stubby 3/8 impact, it gets the job done. It's pretty good for, the quality. I've used it, you can tell. For, I believe it's $50, maybe $60, I think it is for this tool. I think it's worth it. Same with the multi-tool here. I use it on the job site every day. You can tell it's got some wear to it. It does the job. It gets the job done. Especially with this 4 amp hour battery, for example. Comes on. It's even got a fancy little handle for your cutting. Can go on both sides. I can get it back on. Even like this. Electric ratchet. It's compact. Shows you the battery life on it. Now, is it gonna, break free bolts, trying to work on your car? Sometimes, depending on how tight they are. I use it every day, work on my cars. I say it's worth the money. These little 1.5 and 2 amp hour batteries, they last, but they're not really, they don't last as long as the 4 amp hours right here. Which, for, I believe this battery is $25 if I'm right. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I bought one. And I think these just come pre with the tools themselves. Each of them come with one. I think this is, the 1.5. Now, if you're going to charge these batteries, I recommend not using the one that comes with them. It's very underrated for what it is. It's 12 watts of power that goes to them. Can't tell. 12 watts, 400 milliamp hour charge. It's not really worth it. On this, it's 50 watt, 2.4 amp hour, or amps. It'll get the job done for these batteries for sure, because this charger right here will take about, with this battery, at least 8 hours. At least. These, about 4. With this charger, these size batteries about 1 to 2 hours. These batteries, about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how dead it is. Now, is Hyper Tough worth the money to spend for, at home use? Yes. Guaranteed. This will get the job done. This will get the job done. It's all in your preference of, at home. But for commercial, business type, it all depends. You want to save a little money, get the job done real quick, go for it, buy it. But if you're looking for, something long-lasting, quality worth, these are not really worth it. Now for the 20 volt stuff that I got. This is the only thing I have right now, You can tell I've used it. Does it get the job done? Yes and no. It will take off your lug nuts on your wheels. Pretty much anything you can get off your vehicle, you can get off with it. But if it's like extremely tight, like your crank pulley bolts and stuff like that, depending on how tight it is, it may get it off. But I've used it on my cars plenty of times. It's got some wear to it. It's held up so far. It does get the job done. But for at home, work on your cars, I do recommend it if you're trying to save a buck. But if you're in a shop working on cars for a living, I don't recommend it. I mean, if you're still trying to save a buck, you're starting out in a shop, buy it, use it for a little bit, and upgrade to something better. This will get the job done in a pinch, especially with this 4 amp hour. It's got a little oomph to it, but it's even got settings on here: high, medium, and low. It's even got your battery indicator right there as well. It's a 4 amp hour battery. It will get the job done. You can see it's got some wear to it. But moving on to corded stuff. So this is my angle grinder. You can tell I've used it quite a bit. It's held up so far. It is brushed. It's not brushless, sadly. Everything else I have is brushless, besides my electric ratchet. Those are brushed. The cord's held up all right. There are some nicks and scratches and whatnot to it. It's got your handle. It's got both sides. This is to lock it in place to take off your disc here. Do I recommend it for at home? Yes. Do I recommend it for on the job? That's up to you, honestly. I have cut a 3/8 thick tub with it. It did take a while with it, especially with having a metal cutting disc on here that is rated for, real thick stuff. It did bog down a few times, but it didn't stop. It does take a lot longer versus, your famous Makitas, DeWalt's, Milwaukee. Those brands, it can't keep up with them, especially being corded. Can it get the job done? Yes. But I don't recommend it for on the job, at home, working on your stuff. Go for it. Perfectly fine. I'm going to wrap this video up for you guys. Do you recommend using Hyper Tough tools? Do you not recommend? Leave your comments below. I want to hear them. In my opinion, home use, perfect. On the job, all depends. If you're trying to save a buck to get by for a little bit, do it. But if you're going to be, long time use, I don't recommend it. That's all, that's your guys' opinion. My opinion, whatever it is. Leave your comments below if you recommend these tools or not.